Hey everyone, so in this video we're going to be going over a new blog post on the Road to Survival blog, and it's all about the changes that are coming to the new season. So season 11 is going to have a revamp 2 leagues, and I'm going to try and make this into spark notes for you guys, which basically means a synopsis or summary, because there is a lot that's written down. So basically they've realized that a lot of players have been manipulating the system to an extent, but that's kind of by the design of leagues and how people were intentionally dropping down in the qualifying league to Platinum 1 to start and always getting promotions instead of starting off in Diamond or high end on Platinum. And it was kind of ruining the competition because there was no incentive to stay in a high division. So they're just saying that they're keeping the coin rewards. They think everyone deserves coins, or at least should have an avenue to earn them, because without this avenue, there is very limited ways for players to earn them weekly other than in arenas and maybe watching some videos or through some different offers. Regarding promotions, they realize moving up in leagues is a really important part of the game, or at least should be, instead of people just toggling between 2 divisions by going promotion, then demotion, and promotion again to earn coins every week. And they want to increase the number of players that are playing at a higher level. They also don't want to take away from the fact that we have these S-Class Season Store exclusive tunes, and they actually want to encourage that to be something that everyone's kind of striving towards and something that is achievable for everyone, eventually at least. And by the post, it sounds like they're aware about how the progression of a game is going and how we can't just keep having 6-star tunes in the season store, that this also needs to be revamped to accurately reflect the meta and the era of the game that we're in. They're planning to increase the amount of league tokens that we get, which is an imperative part of the game, especially when getting different amounts of gear in the season store. Something I would like to see is an increased number of gear in the season store as well. So not just having the tokens, but not having to coin back every week whenever you need more whetstones or GPSs and canteens. So those points were basically the positives about what we like about leagues and seasons, and these are the issues that people have found. So league campaigns are going to be added to the game to kind of increase player engagement, and so people feel like they're progressing, because as mentioned before, it feels like people are running in place, as they put it, where they've reached the plateau of anywhere that they're going and there's just no incentive to keep moving up the ladder. And really, there's a problem when players are tanking on purpose to get better rewards. People who are working harder should be able to earn more rewards than someone who's putting in minimal effort, at least in my opinion. It just seems kind of backwards how it was running, where I could start off in Platinum 1 and get promoted every single week and earn coins, and then someone who stays consistently, say in Platinum 3 or 4, might get no coins every week because they're in the middle of a pack, but they're not getting demoted, but they're not getting promoted either. Like, I play in the Diamond League usually, and I will intentionally drop in my division because I don't want to play in Diamond 5, where it's that much more difficult to actually compete, especially being a primarily free-to-play player. And when the rewards aren't that much better from Diamond 5 compared to Diamond 1, the incentive currently just isn't there for me to stay in this division. I really do like the point that Scopely is making, though, where players who are putting in a large amount of effort should be rewarded accordingly, and those putting in minimal shouldn't be rewarded as much, but also should not be penalized for this, because it's hard to stay consistent week in and week out. Another portion that I like that they're mentioning is it's not fun to compete against your faction mates all the time. You already have to do that in solo tournaments, but to have to do it in leagues as well, it's a problem to me, because I might be bumping one of my faction mates out of a position where they could be getting coins or more gear, and I'm okay doing that to someone not in my faction. But when it's to a faction mate, right, when my faction mate gets rewards, they obviously do better for the faction, so it kind of sucks to compete against your friends. Another point that Scopely brings up that I think is pretty important is that raids and territory grinding shouldn't be weighted as heavily as other areas of the game. So if you do really well in war, that should not be taken away from you because someone spent, as they put it, all night raiding to pass you, in some cases very easily. So they're trying to make raids and territory matches less impactful on our league's performance, which I think will actually be valuable. I know a lot of people have a bunch of territory energy that they've just accumulated over time. So if they're able to just burn it all at once and pass you where you've spent all weekend warring, where you've participated in level up, survival road, onslaught, raids, raid tournaments, and so on, like it seems like a kick in the butt. And now we get to the meat and potatoes of this blog post. So there's going to be a complete revamp to the season structure. So everyone who finished this season in gold, platinum, or diamond will now start season 11 in Division 1 of gold leagues. Now, this is going to be a huge number of players, so it'll be kind of interesting to see how many gold divisions there are to start out, because anyone who's active is in at least gold, platinum, or diamond. I'm pretty sure that once you reach gold, you can actually be demoted back up until this point at least. And then, so any player who finished this season below gold will begin season 11 based on whatever their last placement was, and they'll just be playing through it normally. There's not going to be many changes. They will still have the opportunity to participate in League's campaign, but they'll need to promote themselves to at least gold in order to do so, because that's where the campaigns come into play. Another important part to the restructure is that the divisions are now gold 1, 2, 3, platinum 1, 2, 3, and diamond 1, 2, 3, for a total of 9 divisions that can participate in league campaigns. There's no longer any demotions in any league, so this used to only apply from bronze and silver, but now it's applied to everything: gold, platinum, and diamond. Now, regarding promotions from one division to another, it's about 30 to 40%, and it's based on a percentage, which makes sense because it can't be a flat number of people, especially with starting out season 11 with a ton of players all in gold division 1. So there's only promotions now, meaning that the herd will thin out the higher you go, because with players not being able to be demoted and with 30 to 40% of people being promoted, there will always be less people in the tier above you, especially because there's no one in those tiers to start out with. Also, just some quick math for people: because it's a 10-week season and everyone starts in gold 1, and it goes from gold 1, 2, 3, platinum 1, 2, 3, and diamond 1, 2, 3. In order to get to diamond 3, you need to get promoted every single week. Otherwise, you will never make it to diamond 3. So this is actually amping up the competition to reach that status, but it means every week you're going to have to grind your butt off to make the cut. So my concern with this post is that the number of players in each league has been increased from 250 to 100 players-ish in each division, and that to me is a problem, because if we're all fighting for the same rewards, especially rank rewards, like that first week, it's probably going to be 250 players because everyone is in gold 1. So it's going to be a grind to get into that top 30 or 40% to actually be promoted. So just some math for you: if there are 250 people in your gold 1 division and 30% get promoted, that's 75 people. If it's 40%, then that's 100, but there's still 150 other people who are not making it, or 175 other people that are not making it. So that still means you have a large number of players that are stuck in gold 1 for the next week. So moving on from that point, as I mentioned before, they didn't like how raids and territories come into play so much with league standings. So raid battles now have a base value of 10 trophies on a win, and that's before the team strength multiplier, which is another point that I think needs to be addressed. I think the team strength multiplier needs to be fixed, because once you get past, I think it's like S12, everything after that point gives the same multiplier, except in Onslaught. That gives a different multiplier, but in the rest of the game, it's a consistent times 3.4. But in some cases, you have S19 teams. I think that multiplier should be a lot higher. So territory battles now have 5 trophies per win. What's interesting here is Gold League arenas have the same milestones as Platinum and Diamond. Arena rank rewards have been improved for gold leagues and above, so anything in the campaign. But there are also larger champions arenas, which I don't really like. I already feel like the champions arenas have too many players in them, and now we're probably going to have a significant increase of, 10, 20, maybe 30% of people have now been added. And a quick note about faction leagues, these are not changing for Season 11. Maybe in the future they will, but at this point, everything about faction leagues is remaining exactly the same. And now we get into the part of the post that talks about the league rank rewards and some of the changes that have been made. So they're just giving information for the top 10 ranks, and I feel like they should have gave more information about the rest of the player base, because if there's 250 people in this division and we're only getting information about 10 of them, so 10 of 250, there are 240 other players that we have no information about their reward structure. So they are continuing on where anyone who gets promoted gets coins in every single league, but everyone in the Diamond League will always get coins regardless of their rank, or if they are promoted or, actually there are no demotions anymore, so if they sustain their rank. So this part is all about the league campaign missions. I will provide a link to the blog in the description because it's very difficult to kind of line everything up for you, so I'm just going to talk about it. So when you reach Gold 2, you get an Epic Jason, so that's a 5-star Ascendable. You get 10,000 League tokens, 100,000 Ascension medals. Gold 3, you get a Legendary Jason, so this is a 6-star Jason. It's 15,000 League tokens, 150,000 Ascension medals. Platinum 1, 2,000 Jason cards, and that'll continue for Platinum 2 and 3. You also get 20,000 League tokens and 150 Legendary medals in Platinum 1. Platinum 2, it's 25,000 League tokens, 10 ultra rare trainers, so that would be Basils, I believe. Platinum 3, 30,000 League tokens, and 10 War Energy refills. That amount to me seems quite low, but it is free, so I guess I'll take it. Diamond 1, 3 Platinum mods, 30,000 Armory tokens, which is huge, 3 Cutting Fluids. Diamond 2, 3 Varnish, 30,000 Armory tokens, 3 Engine Grease. And Diamond 3 has something called a Lifesteal Paragon mod, 30,000 Armory tokens, and 3 Blowtorches. So with this setup, you need to reach at least Platinum Division 3 during this season to fully claim your S-Class Jason, who is a new season toon. You will need Letterman jackets and baseball caps in order to tier him up. He kind of seems like an interesting character. I do find it interesting that based on the league structure, we have a 5-star, we have a 6-star, and then we get the cards. So it's like they still want gear from us, but they're giving us a break if we do get the second one, which is kind of nice. So Jason is the league season 11 toon, it seems like. So specialist skill, he is a lacerator, so he can double the bleed on an enemy toon. His rush, Grizzly Burst Fire, 76 AP, deals 800 bleed damage, and stuns one enemy for 4 turns. All adjacent enemies get 50% heal reduction. Now the 50% heal reduction doesn't wow me. I think it should be 100% because no one really needs to use 50%, especially because it doesn't stack. His active skill is a turn 1 active skill with a 4-turn cooldown, and it deals 1200 bleed damage to one enemy for 4 turns. I think I would have liked Jason more if he was a Bloodthirst specialist instead of just a lacerator, so Bloodthirst combines crosshairs as well as laceration, so it would just help with keeping toons in the ground if you end up using him, and I just feel like laceration on its own isn't effective enough, especially when we already have a dual specialist, multiple actually I think, that have Bloodthirst, like Dayu for example. Anyway, I do like the revamp that they've made to this season and league store. We're now getting a exclusive weapon, Jason's Assault Rifle, which is 60,000 season tokens. There's no information on what this weapon does or what's on it yet, but I think it should be somewhat valuable because 60,000 season tokens is quite a bit. The next weapon on this is Mia's Pistol. It's a 5-star weapon and it's 90,000 season tokens. This is a good weapon and I recommend anyone who can pick it up to pick it up. So I'm just going to show you guys a screenshot of this now. There are 2 upgrades on this weapon at the moment, so plus 5% attack and a huge bonus to AP when attacking. What's key about this weapon is the 4th slot, so this team player ability is awesome. It acts as a leadership skill and it works on the toon that's holding it as well as the toons that are adjacent to it. So this type of weapon is something that you can craft, but because we don't have to craft it now, this is the type of weapon you definitely want to pick up. It will help basically any attack team that you run, except for specialty teams that use bleed, burn, laceration, or maim as an example. We are also having the introduction of some S-class cards, so you can get up to 2,500 Tiffany cards, 2,500 Princess cards, for 5,000 season tokens per 500 cards, which means it's 25,000 season tokens for all of them based on the conversion. There's going to be at least 60 Letterman jackets and 80 baseball caps. All Platinum League Store items, with the exception of a Platinum League mod box, will be available for players in the Gold League, which makes sense because they're pushing everyone into the Gold League to start with, so they have to make everything basically available to people. Otherwise, I feel like the player base would be quite angry. So they have also reduced the season trophy milestone requirement, so the maximum one is right now 800,000. So I guess we can expect that to change pretty soon. I'm not sure what it's going to change to, but just for reference, I think I have about 2.2 million points, so 800,000 wasn't that much in my opinion, but to other players, I feel like it could have been quite a bit. And the season token amounts that are rewarded for making these milestones have also been increased, which is good because the cost of everything in the season store is 273,000 season store tokens. Now, if you only want the weapons as well as the S-class cards, but not the Letterman jackets and the baseball caps, then it's 200,000 season store tokens. Personally, I only have 100,000 season store tokens at the moment, so I will be grinding away in this new season to try and get some more stuff. I probably don't need the Letterman jackets and baseball caps because I did stock up recently, so for that note I should be okay. Next in this longest post Scopely has ever made, Paragon mods. So these are very exclusive and high-powered mods. There will only be one new Paragon mod introduced in Season 11, and that is only for the players who reach Diamond Division 3. So that means you need to be promoted every single week if you want to get this mod. So it's just comparing how a Paragon mod is different than a Platinum mod, where a Platinum mod has a lot of RNG involved with it, and the maximum outcome is that you can restore 225 HP upon attacking, but the Paragon lifesteal mod has no RNG and will restore 800 HP upon attacking, which is a significant amount and would be great to combat something like infection, or would be great on a toon that makes multiple attacks, because on each of those attacks, that mod should be able to trigger. Another nice point with this mod is that you can choose whatever set you want for this one to belong to, so attack, defense, crit damage, or HP. They're saying that Paragon mods are not intended to replace Platinum mods, and that they won't be available anywhere else in the game so far. So for 10 weeks, this is the only Paragon mod that you should see, and you should only see it in that last week when players have successfully reached the last division. So if you see anyone with this mod before then, well, you might consider reporting them. Next, we can take a look at the coin rewards for top 10 ranks per league. Again, I don't really like this because we can only see the top 10 people when there could be anywhere from 90 to 240 other people who are not getting these specific rewards. So it is a nice bump on all the coins, especially if you rank high. But when the lowest amount, say in Gold Division 1 and you're in 10th, at 10th place you get 650 coins, and that's the same if you're in 10th place all the way up until Platinum 3. Now I will admit it is nice to see that coins have been increased. So for example, Diamond 3 in first place you get 2,500 coins. Right now I think it's something like 1,000 coins maybe for first place in, well, Diamond 5, but now Diamond 3 is the highest division. So a 250% increase, which is nice, but it'll be interesting to see how it scales down for the majority of the player base. We can also see that league token rewards are also increased drastically, which is awesome, but I also feel like they need to address how many items you can actually purchase a week in the league store. Otherwise, a lot of these tokens will just be sitting there, and the coins that people win for placing 1 through 10 will be used to refresh the league store over and over again. And now, finally moving on to one of the last parts of this extremely long post, 10th Season Anniversary League Celebration Gifts. So they're celebrating that we've had 10 successful seasons, and so all players that are in Diamond League will be able to claim Platinum and Diamond League gifts, while everyone in Platinum League will only get their Platinum League gifts. So I personally am in Diamond League, so I will be receiving 30,000 League tokens, 10,000 Armory tokens, 1 Blowtorch, 1 Cutting Fluid, 1 Varnish, and 20 Veteran Rings, as well as the Platinum League gift, which is 20,000 League tokens, 150,000 Ascension medals, 150 Legendary medals, and 10 Veteran Rings. So I'm pretty excited to receive this. The Veteran Rings will be nice, the Armory tokens really nice, even the League tokens are pretty cool. It's a pretty decent package, and to add to it, Scopely is actually doing another big achievement reward for players who have finished in Diamond League. So the players who consistently finished in Diamond over the first 10 league seasons, they will be getting the following rewards to their inbox sometime this week. So final placement in Diamond League in at least 3 but no more than 6 seasons, including season 10, an S-Class gear cache which has enough gear choice boxes to fully level an S-Class tune, and that's huge to me because that is one of the biggest complaints in the game right now, where there's just not enough gear. So anyone who has at least 3 successful Diamond League finishes in the past 10 seasons, you'll be able to fully level up an S-Class tune, at least gear-wise. But for those of you who have had a final placement in Diamond League at least 7 times, but no more than 9 times, you'll get that same S-Class gear cache and also a choice box with 1,200 S-Class cards, where you can choose Princess, Mercer, Minerva, Frost, Clem, Davy, Shiva, or the Gentleman. And finally, if you placed in Diamond League in all 10 seasons, you get the S-Class gear cache, 40 Benedicts, and then an S-Class choice box with 5,000 cards. Now, I'm a little mixed on this. I think they should have done it where you get 5 S-Class choice boxes with 1,000 cards each. That way you could actually choose which character you're going for, because you might only need 1,000 or 2,000 cards for, say, Princess, but now you're wasting 3,000 cards if you choose to go for her with this box. Now, this is the box that I'm actually going to be getting. I've successfully placed in Diamond League in all 10 seasons so far, so I'm pretty excited, and I have not decided what I actually want to use these cards on. And then for a handful of people, Scopely is also going to recognize how there's been a lot of players who have finished in Diamond 5 multiple times, so they're actually going to be rewarding those players who have put in a lot of time and effort to successfully do that. So final placement in Diamond Division 5, if you've done this at least 3 times or 4 times, you'll get 4,500 coins. Now, if you've done this 5 to 9 times, it's 10,000 coins. And finally, if you are that one lucky person, you know what, there's probably at least, 5, 6, 7, 10 people maybe, who have finished in Division 5 of Diamond all 10 seasons, you'll be getting 20,000 coins, which in the grand scheme of things isn't that much because people would have invested a lot more to get into that position. But big shout out and kudos to anyone who is getting those 20,000 coins. If that player is you, feel free to let me know in the comment section below. I'd love to know who's able to actually accomplish this. I myself will be getting 4,500 coins, so I'm pretty excited about that because it'll definitely help me with WOC coming up very soon. Anyway, thank you everyone for watching and listening to my video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know there's a lot of information here and it's very difficult to follow everything, but I hope I was able to break it down a little bit more for you.